Let's be real when it comes to dogs. There's a lot of misinformation out there. Maybe you've heard that 1 dog year equals 7 human years. Sounds scientific, right? Wrong.
Nope.
Or what about the idea that dogs only see in black and white like some old TV show from the 1950s? Also false. And then there's my personal favorite. If your dog licks you, it means they love you. Well, not exactly. There's a lot more behind that slobbery affection. So today, we're setting the record straight. We're busting the biggest dog myths and giving you the truth. Make sure to like and subscribe to stay updated on all things dog-related. And hey, if you've heard any other weird dog myths, drop them in the comments. Now, let's start with a super common one. Dogs eat grass when they're sick and need to vomit. You've probably heard this 100 times. But here's the truth, it's not that simple. Yes, some dogs eat grass and throw up, but it's actually pretty rare. A study from the University of California, Davis, found that only 22% of grass-eating dogs vomit afterward. And only 8% showed any signs of being sick before munching on grass. So, why do they do it? Well, sometimes they're just bored, kind of like how we tap our fingers or fidget when we have nothing to do. Other times, it's just a habit or even a way to ease mild digestive discomfort. But here's the part you should worry about. Grass in public places may contain pesticides or parasites. So, while occasional grass eating is usually harmless, if your dog is going overboard, it's worth checking with your vet. Lesson learned. Don't assume your dog is sick just because they nibble on grass. It's not always a warning sign. A tired dog is a happy dog. This one sounds logical, but let's be real, a tired dog isn't necessarily a happy dog, just an exhausted one. Yes, exercise is important, but too much of a good thing can backfire. Imagine if someone made you run a marathon every single day, you wouldn't call that happiness, right? Dogs need a mix of physical and mental stimulation. So instead of just wearing them out, mix in some brain games, puzzle toys, and trick training. A dog that's both physically and mentally engaged is truly happy, not just one that's too tired to move. One human year equals 7 dog years. This myth has been around forever, but it's way too simple. The idea comes from the fact that dogs don't live as long as humans, but they don't age at a steady rate. For example, in their first year, a puppy grows as much as a human does in 15 years. After that, their aging slows down, with each dog year equaling about 5 human years. And here's the kicker: size plays a huge role. Smaller breeds tend to live longer, sometimes past 15 years, while giant breeds might only make it to 8 or 10. So, instead of sticking to the 1 equals 7 rule, just appreciate every year with your dog for what it is: priceless. Dogs are colorblind. Nope, dogs can see colors, just not the same way we do. They can distinguish shades of blue, yellow, and gray, but reds and greens, not so much. That bright red toy in the grass, it probably looks more like a dull brown blob to your pup. But here's the thing, dogs don't rely on color as much as we do. Their vision is tuned for movement and brightness, which is far more useful for their survival. And let's be honest, their super noses do most of the work anyway. So no, they're not living in a black and white world, just a slightly less colorful one. Dogs feel guilty when they do something bad. We've all seen that look: the lowered head, the sad puppy eyes, maybe a little tail tuck. It's easy to assume your dog feels guilty after chewing up your shoes. But here's the truth: that look isn't guilt, it's just your dog reacting to you. Dogs are experts at reading human body language and tone. When you walk in and see a mess, your frustration is written all over your face. Your dog isn't feeling guilt, they're just picking up on your emotions and acting submissive to avoid trouble. Guilt, as we know it, requires an understanding of right and wrong. Dogs don't think that way, they live in the moment. So instead of punishing them after the fact, focus on positive training to guide their behavior. When a dog licks you, it's showing love. Licking can be a sign of affection, but there's a lot more to it. Dogs lick for all kinds of reasons: to bond, to gather information about you, or just because it feels good. Licking releases stress-reducing endorphins. But here's where it gets tricky. Dog saliva isn't as harmless as some people think. Dog mouths contain bacteria like Capnocytophage, which can be dangerous, especially for people with weak immune systems. Letting dogs lick open wounds or sensitive areas isn't the best idea. Also, excessive licking can signal stress or an underlying health issue. Some dogs even lick specific spots on their owners, possibly sensing a medical condition. So, while an occasional lick is fine, it's good to set some boundaries. Now that we've busted some of the biggest dog myths, you're officially a more informed dog owner. But guess what? There's even more to uncover about your pup's secret abilities. In our next video, we'll reveal how dogs sense bad people and other mind-blowing canine talents. So make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. Your dog might just have a few superpowers you never knew about.